It's the morning of day 2, and as I was driving across to the main park over there, there's a little lay-by here, and this view opened up, and a lot of the moisture atmosphere from yesterday, it's transformed into this mist that's rising out of the woods now. And just this leading line of this stream here, I don't know if you can see it in the background there, but there's a nice stream here leading into the hills with the mist rising out of the trees. So I've hit a jackpot already on the way to the main park, so I'm feeling pretty good about the trip already now. I was feeling a bit doubtful this morning because yesterday I only really produced that one image of the small pine tree against that collapsed bank of earth, which, you know, it was quite a calming scene, but nothing really outstanding about it, nothing really inspiring, just a nice calming scene of a fir tree there. But this certainly has quite a bit of mood to it, so just a nice balanced image of the mist rising out of the trees there. I've got in close with the long lens again and really just cropped in on the S-curve of this river here with the backdrop of the mist rising out of the trees here. There's some more interest over in this slope, but you can't really see it off camera here, but there's quite a lot of this atmosphere rising out of the hills here, so I might even stick around at this location for a little bit longer and see if I can get any more tight in shots with the long lens and just see what little details I can pick out. It's quite tempting with something like this to try and go wide and just get it all in the frame, but I prefer to just kind of go in tight and just pick out the nice little details in there, because otherwise it's a little bit too much. It's not the kind of calming scene that I'm looking to capture on this trip. But yeah, I'm feeling good about today. Already off to a great start before I even arrive in the park, so I'll hang around for a little longer here and see what else I can capture. Yeah. So what I've ended up here with is a composition using the wide angle lens rather than the long lens. I just wanted to get more of the foreground interest in there. I haven't got any filters with me because it really didn't seem like it's very practical to be messing around with filters out here in the rain. What I've done instead to slow down the motion of the water is I've taken multiple exposures over a very quick period of time. What that's going to allow me to do later in Photoshop is basically average out all the exposures, and that gives the pretty much same effect as using a filter to slow down the shutter speed. It'll just smooth out the motion of the water and make a much cleaner looking scene, and still have lots of detail in the trees and the rocks at the side there. But I'm quite happy with this scene. Already on to the second image of the day, and I don't even think it's 12 o'clock yet, so yeah, let's see what else I can get. I'm thinking now what I'm going to do is head on up into the park up there behind me where I was yesterday and look for that young pine tree that was growing out of the fallen Scotch pine. But yeah, it looks like I photographed this scene with the hand. There's actually some sunlight coming through here now, so yeah, maybe the rain will die off. Maybe I'll actually be even able to get a good bit of evening light here tonight, but who knows. Let's see what happens. I'm not holding my breath. So going to pack up here and head on up into the hills where I was yesterday. Speak to you in a bit. This is where the River Loei, however you say it, this is where it meets the River Dee. So River Dee over here, the River Loei over here, and yeah, that's where it kind of flows out. I don't know how well you can tell, but yeah, that's where that river joins that river. Not really sure if there's any kind of photo opportunity here, but pretty cool nonetheless. So I've reached this juncture between the two rivers, so I'm going to head up the River Loei now and end up in the area that I was at yesterday. But the sun keeps kind of popping its head through the clouds, not like fully, but there are some like thinner areas of cloud, and every now and then a bit of sun comes through. The rain is definitely less than yesterday, but I'm not too sure how that's going to pan out for the rest of the day. It is now, what time is it? It is now 20 past 12, so I've got 2.5 hours of good daylight. If there's any sign of the sky clearing a bit, showing itself, a bit of blue sky popping through, I might stick around and see if I can get some nice evening light on a subject, but I'm already pretty happy with what I photographed today. I'm just going to scout around a little bit more, see about photographing that scene with the sapling, well not sapling, but young pine tree growing out of the Scots pine tree I keep talking about from yesterday, and just kind of wander around a little bit more, see what I can come up with. But today's already been pretty productive, 2 images. The second image, I'm not really, in hindsight, I don't really know how it's going to turn out. It might be all right, but it might be kind of blah. So I'm gonna keep my eyes open for more good subjects. But yeah, the meeting of two rivers. Just a shame there's no really good composition here as far as I can tell. But I'm gonna hang around here for a little bit, have some to eat, and then continue upriver. Yeah. A little bit further upriver now, and I found something here, that tree with a bit of bark that's peeled off, and it's kind of lying there next to the tree. Kind of tells a little bit of a story, and it's got a lot of colour going on in it, so it's something I'm interested in taking this image of, although the rain is now starting to come down pretty heavy. I'm going to wait on it a little bit, see if conditions become shootable, but this is one of those scenes that I can't really pass up. It just, yeah, it tells quite a nice story. So, and I think it kind of looks like I can get a good composition on it as well. So I'm going to see what I can do. Well, I've been playing about with this composition for a while now, and unfortunately can't seem to make it work. The way the trees in the background line up with the foreground tree and the position of the bark doesn't seem to be able to be framed up in a way that is pleasing to the eye, so yeah, I'm going to move on from here. It's a shame because it is quite a nice scene, but sometimes you're just not able to make it fit into a frame in a pleasing way. So that's that for now. I'm going to carry on upriver and definitely photograph that fallen Scots pine with the young pine growing out of the root. I should definitely do that because I've been talking about it for 2 days now. So, upriver. Well, as I was coming upriver here, I found another scene. Not the scene of the pine growing out of the fallen Scots pine, but a scene of the River Loei coming down through the rocks here, a little bit further down from where I started yesterday morning. There's actually been quite a nice break in the rain. There's some slightly warm light starting to come through as the evening starts to kick in. So I've already framed up a composition and taken a safety exposure. I think I'm going to sit on this scene possibly until the light starts to fade, because it really is quite nice. It jumped out at me just as I was walking along the side of the river here. It's quite an awkward little ledge that I'm perched on here, so I can't really show you. I'll pick the camera up actually and we'll have a proper look at what's going on here. Yeah. Well, I was going to keep heading upriver, but then I found this scene, which I'm really happy with. I've already made one safety exposure. I've gone in close with the 70-200, extended to about somewhere between 80 and 90 millimeters, just focusing in on the main area of the falls there, with the Scots pine that's tumbled into the river and the nice foliage and trees in the background there. Very colourful scene. And I think I'll just stay here now until it starts to get dark. There's not much time left to go wandering any further up there, not even to capture the scene of the fallen Scots pine with the little pine tree sticking out of the roots. Tomorrow I think what I'll try and do is head over to the other side of the river here, because it really is great around here. I didn't even know this part of the park existed, but there's lots of rocks, jagged edges, colourful trees, all that sort of good stuff that I've come here for, and that'll be me for this trip. It's just a 3-day trip, so here's hoping that I get nice conditions on the last day tomorrow. But yeah, I'm quite fortunate to have found this area. I didn't even know it existed, so I'm just going to sit on this for a while, and after that head back to the hotel for some delicious haggis.